Oh. I guess we're doing this now. Hey everyone, Brobuscus here, and welcome back to another Let's Watch of Death Battle. I am back in my studio, and it feels pretty freaking great. You see all this? That is from Saitama vs. Popeye to now. I am very glad to be here. I'm very glad my computer is back, for one. But enough of that. We're back up here. We're back with Death Battle. We got Thor versus Vegeta. It's gonna be sick. Now, obviously, before we get into it, there should be a link in the description below. You can go watch the actual episode yourself before coming here to watch some rando on YouTube watch it. So yeah, Thor versus Vegeta. Okay, so I do kind of want to be quick about this because this has been out for about an hour and a half now, and I'm just watching it now, and I'm kind of impatient. So I know Thor mostly through the MCU. I know bits about comic book Thor. I have yet to see any of the like Marvel cartoons. At least the ones that Thor are in. That Thor is in. Let me just move this because this is kind of distracting me. Okay, that's good enough, I suppose. Yeah. And then Vegeta, I mostly know. I've kind of gone in and out on Dragon Ball. I've fallen out of it in recent years. Vegeta is a character that interests me, but just doesn't click with me, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, by the way, I fixed the curtain here. I got a curtain now, so you don't have to see this. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna be blunt about it. So I want Thor to win. So you know, you see the things. So I want Thor to win. The question is, will he? And to that I say, I think he should, but I'm not sure. So the way I see it is that Vegeta might be able to surpass him, or at least match him in terms of power. But Thor has quite a lot of speed on his side. He has quite a lot of hacks on his side. He's got the God Blast, which can harm Celestials, like Galactus. He has Energy Absorption, which also worked on Galactus. A well-fed Galactus, might I add. So I'm kind of siding with Thor here. But there is a small part of me on the inside that's kind of scared for Vegeta to win. That's not something I'm particularly... I don't want to say it's something I'm against, but I would very much rather see Thor win. So this is kind of... I thought about this before. This is kindly... Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is kind of like the most... nervous for a result I've been since Batman vs. Iron Man, but then again, considering it's competition, that's not much. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping Thor wins. I think he should. I think he has what it takes. But you know how Dragon Ball can be. I said that about Hulk versus Broly, and look where we are now. So I say we have enough. There's enough chit chat. Let me show you this new transition. Bada bam. So let's do this, shall we? Oh, hold on. I should probably there you go. I got these. It's going to be very hard to hear myself, but you know what? We're going with it. Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. I forgot to turn this down.
Thor, the god of thunder, and Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans.
The sky shakes when they appear, and the earth trembles when they approach. No world can contain the power of these two gods of war.
Or their egos. He's Whiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Thunder cracks, the heavens rumble, lightning blinds your eyes. You look up to the sky and pray for mercy because Thor is angry.
Well, you would have if you were a Viking. Nowadays, we don't have time for myths and legends.
Oh, don't we? For in the modern mythology of Marvel Comics, the Norse god of thunder was reborn.
And I'd wager this Thor is a hell of an upgrade.
The son of
Probably.
the All-Father Odin. Thor
Greatest
was
foe,
the
Noob
warrior
Master
prince,
69.
battling all manner
Nice.
of magical foe for thousands of years.
That is, until he got a little
Current
too
owner
big for
of
his
the
britches.
Odin Force.
So to teach
I
him
forgot
a
to
lesson
mention
of
that. The Odin
humility
Force
and
is pretty
compassion
nuts.
and whatever, Odin exiled him to the worst place in the universe, New York. Ooh, you hate to see it.
Thor's Asgardian
New York.
body is immensely durable,
I've
immune
never
to
been.
disease, and capable of healing far faster than any mortal man.
He's also the literal god of strength. We're talking lifted a planet-sized serpent strong, knocking out the Phoenix Force strong, arm wrestling with Hercules and almost throwing the Earth out of orbit strong.
Notably, he was once blasted with a graviton bomb, which subjected him to the gravity of a neutron star. That's over 200 billion times greater than Earth's gravity.
And he's got the stamina to match. Nice. Able to fight for 40
Stop.
days and 40 nights without stopping.
And what better weapon for the god of storms to wield than a sentient cosmic storm? Eons ago, the almighty god Tempest rampaged through the universe. It arrived in Asgard, and after a pitched battle, Odin managed to trap it within a block of the magical ore Uru that he would forge into his son's hammer, Mjolnir.
Oh, what more can be said about this beautiful thing? Forged in the heart of a dying star that went supernova and killed the dinosaurs, Mjolnir is maybe my favorite thing ever. He can channel bolts of lightning, manipulate the weather, open portals
God
to other
bless.
dimensions, and absorb and redirect energy attacks. Or just suck it out of your body against your will, like with this radiation dude. The presence. Not gonna be present for much longer, bud.
He's even used
Probably
two
not.
Mjolnirs to absorb the power of the God Bomb, which would have killed every deity in existence across time and space.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Mjolnir can transmute the elements, turn Thor invisible and intangible,
Yeah,
let him
transmutation.
travel through time, and even bring people back to life. And if Thor wants to fly, all he has to do is take it for a spin. Literally, he throws that motherfucker as hard as he can and holds on for dear life.
And when he does, it flies fast enough to cross the entire galaxy in seconds.
Only one problem. It's a little teeny. Unlike Thor's big-ass axe, Yarnbjorn, it's sharp enough to cut through celestial armor, and it's unbreakable, and an axe. Okay, look, it doesn't have a galaxy storm inside it, but it's still pretty cool. Oh shit, look, Wiz, I'm worthy.
No, you're not. There's no enchantment on the axe.
Well then what the hell am I gonna do with this?
Oh, hello.
Should he face an enemy beyond the likes of even his world-shattering strength, Thor can harness his inherent godly power into one single ultimate attack, the God Blast.
God is right.
Here we go.
Galactus, the devourer of worlds, shit his pants and bounced at the sight of such an awesome attack. Jesus, even the Avengers seem pretty small potatoes compared to this guy. Why'd he even bother with them?
Because not every problem can be solved by hitting it really hard.
Bullshit.
That was the point of Odin's lesson, to force his headstrong son to confront a world more complex and nuanced than his millennia of battle had prepared him for. Thor had to be more than a warrior, he had to be a hero.
He's battled Thanos, the Silver Surfer, and even the Sentry.
The Sentry is strong enough to contend with the World Breaker Hulk, a being strong enough to destroy the Marvel Universe over 100 times over.
And fast enough to demolish Ares, the Greek god of war, who can fight within the span of plank time. That's like the tiniest amount of time that we can imagine. There are as many planks in a second as there are grains of sand on Earth. Oh wait, did I say Earth? I meant 10 million billion Earths!
Disintegration beams trying to tear apart his atoms one by one, survived Mephisto trying to consume his soul, and even withstood a temporal rift that aged normal people to dust.
Oh, he's a hard bastard to kill, and even nastier when he loses his temper.
By entering a state known as Warrior's Madness, Thor commits an unpardonable sin in Asgardian society and willingly sacrifices his sanity for a tenfold increase in power.
Yeah, despite being a really sweet lunk that talks like he's in Masterpiece Theater and dresses like he's in What's Opera, Doc, Thor has struggled with being worthy of his father's legacy and throne. But no matter what unbelievable shit Marvel throws at him, Thor always rises to the occasion. Take the time this big machine called the World Engine was controlling Yggdrasil, the world tree that connects 10 universe-sized realms.
The World Engine's purpose was to mechanically trick Yggdrasil into disrupting the natural flow of Ragnarok, the end of the world.
So Thor just pushed it and literally reversed the flow of fate. That's right, he outmuscled a giant multiversal tree and prevented Armageddon. Not a bad Saturday.
And he'd go a step further and defeat the mysterious elder gods that manipulated the cycle of Ragnarok in the first place, ending it forever. So perhaps now when you look up at the thundering sky, you won't fear the god's capricious wrath.
Because you'll know it's just Thor, the god of thunder, kicking ass and saving the day.
Dang straight. All right, Vegeta.
Planet Vegeta, home to the bloodthirsty warrior race known as the Saiyans, and named for their mighty leader, King Vegeta. Noting the Saiyans' proficiency in genocide, the alien emperor King Cold and his son Frieza contracted them to be their personal hit squad, conquering worlds in their name.
But when Frieza felt these monkeys were getting a bit too uppity for their own good, he nuked them in their whole planet.
The king was dead, leaving his young son, the Prince Vegeta, alone. Burning with a grudge against Frieza for wounding his ancestral pride, Vegeta awaited the moment he could extract his revenge.
As one of Frieza's former top enforcers, Veggie was trained from birth to be one of the
All
greatest
hail
warriors
Veggie.
in the universe.
It helps that planet Vegeta had a gravity 10 times greater than that of Earth's, making his natural physiology significantly stronger and more durable than a human's.
As in making the whole friggin' Earth shake just by throwing hands.
And like all Saiyans, Vegeta can harness his ki, or inner life force, as a physical energy to make him even stronger, faster, and tougher than that.
Or literally shoot it at your opponent to blow him to kingdom come. That's right, Vegeta can point and click a planet out of existence with his soul. Man, that's hardcore.
He can use ki to fly at faster than light speeds, slice you to pieces with an energy blade, and even hold you in place with energy rings.
So, let's be real. Vegeta's favorite attacks can be summed up with Big Ass Laser. He's got the purple Big Ass Laser, two-handed Big Ass Laser, rapid fire Big Ass Laser, exploding ball Big Ass Laser, and fucking omnidirectional your ass is grass Big Ass Laser. Though I gotta say, my favorite
Hey,
is
dummy.
the mouth wide open vomit Big Ass Laser. Though that's more of a Nappa thing. Kinda like this.
Impressive ki mastery, Boomstick.
It hurts when I breathe.
Vegeta's most terrifying
Okay.
ability, however, is
Alright,
the
there's
one
Ultra
inherent
Ego.
to his Saiyan biology. Whenever a Saiyan survives a life or death struggle, their power increases exponentially. That's what Frieza was so terrified of, the Saiyan's infinite evolutionary potential.
So it's no wonder Vegeta eventually toppled the alien tyrant with the help of another surviving Saiyan, Kakarot.
And with Frieza's defeat at the hands of this earthbound Super Saiyan, Vegeta had a new rival and a new goal.
Become blonde! No battle required. Vegeta can harness the rage of his Saiyan heritage and transform into a Super Saiyan 2 and a Super Saiyan 2.
But try as he might, Vegeta struggled to keep up with Goku's ever-increasing power.
I guess it doesn't help that Veggie is maybe the single cockiest bastard to ever have existed. Yeah, sure, dude.
Yeah.
Let Cell become perfect. Nah, we'll be fine. Hope your spine is doing all right. Dumbass.
Though Vegeta did manage to accomplish something that even Goku couldn't do on his own, becoming a god.
Once he and Goku met the god of destruction, Beerus, they had a whole new lineup of martial artists to conquer, with some angelic training to boot.
With Spirit Fission, Vegeta can forcibly absorb an opponent's ki with every strike.
And he even learned Goku's patented instant transmission, allowing him to teleport huge distances.
But most importantly, with God Ki, he can go even further beyond and become a Super Saiyan God. A Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Evolved.
His power got completely insane. The dude was strong enough to destroy the Room of Spirit and Time, an entirely separate dimension, just by powering up.
When Goku fought Beerus, he nearly destroyed the universe. And that was
Yeah.
the very first time he ever went Super Saiyan God.
Considering we've measured Dragon Ball's Universe 7 to be up to 13 times bigger than our own, he'd need to be punching with that much more energy to bust it. And since the shockwaves of their punches traveled across the universe in seconds, Goku would have had to be punching that fast too.
And that's not accounting for Vegeta's training in various exponential transformations. When an amount of power is measured by how many universes it can destroy, that power itself becomes incomprehensible.
Oh, we're not done. Vegeta can tap into the same monstrous energy Beerus has, destruction energy. And when he does, he can perform Hakai and erase your ass from existence entirely. It erases you physically, spiritually, and even temporally, as in it wipes you from time itself.
Such is the might of a god of destruction. For when Vegeta wants to go one step beyond, he seizes that very power. He becomes a warrior fueled only by lust for battle. He becomes Ultra Ego.
If Vegeta's head wasn't big enough before, his Widow's Peak probably has its own zip code by now.
As the offensive counterpart to Goku's Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego Vegeta is a veritable juggernaut, able to absorb any hits that come his way and return them even stronger.
It's wild this guy has a Napoleon complex. He's one of the biggest badasses ever to exist.
In a way, failing to beat Goku was probably the best thing for him. Vegeta's whole life was spent rebelling against the humiliation of his race, trying to prove his worth by being the best. By contrast, Goku's self-improvement was never stunted by his ego and insecurities. In realizing that, Vegeta became more than a fighter, but a husband and a father as well, willing to sacrifice himself for what mattered most.
And Vegeta got a taste of that himself when he hooked up with Bulma for some Super Saiyan sexy time. Getting to beat Frieza's golden ass probably didn't hurt either. He may not always win, but he'll never be put down for long. So be sure to practice your groveling, because this is one prince you don't want to piss off.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
And pause. I don't like this. I'm nervous. They really hyped up Vegeta. I'm scared that that's gonna turn. Oh, I should have had a notebook. I had it for Batman and Iron Man. Why do I not have it here? Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so it said that the God Blast can take down Galactus. They didn't really go into how strong Galactus is. They mentioned Sentry, which is cool. They talked about Sentry, but then they like briefly mentioned Galactus and like Silver Surfer. But they didn't really go into how powerful Galactus or the Silver Surfer are. I'm scared that that's gonna bite Thor in this fight. And then they said that that Worldbreaker Hulk can destroy the Marvel Universe 120 times over, whereas Vegeta can do 13, or Goku and Beerus can do 13. But the thing is that they said that the same thing for Hulk versus Broly, and they said that that was base Goku, and then they went into like multipliers, and they didn't do much multipliers for this. So I'm scared that there's going to be a lot of like. I'm scared that there's going to be a lot of information that's going to be thrown in as like a you thought for the end of analysis for the post analysis. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, and I don't think I like doing this, but I'm going to go with Vegeta for the sole reason of if he wins, then I guessed it right after the pre-fight analysis. If Thor wins, then it means that A, my preferred character wins, and B, the character I thought would win leading up to this fight ends up winning. So basically, Thor, Vegeta. That's what I'm rolling with right now, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm hoping that Thor ends up winning this, but let's just see. Play. Come on, Thor, you got this. You got this.
Oh there, mighty warrior.
I did see the sneak peek, by the way. This fight looks great so far.
That hammer at me again, and my business will be polishing my gloves upon your face.
Didst that count?
I just realized they both have blue eyes. This soundtrack is so good.
Damnable cur. Thou fightst well for a mortal. Alas, you face a god.
Oh yeah, Hakai. I think Thor might be able to resist that, but we'll see. And preview ends here.
I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, and you can burn in hell! Big Bang attack!
Alright, that's close enough to what I was wanting, but alright. Oh, here's Ultra Ego already?
Tell me, does a god such as yourself feel fear?
Is that a Vegeta vs. Shadow reference? Jeez.
No fear, only fire.
That's Warrior's Madness, I think. Thing is, Vegeta's just only gonna keep getting stronger. Oh crap. Oh. Come on, Thor. Come on, Thor. Come on, Thor.
Always aim for the head.
Oh, God! That was awesome!
Get it? Thor won because he's a natural blonde.
Despite Vegeta's immense power and tenacity, the God of Thunder had him outmatched in several key areas.
First off, the big one, who was stronger.
Despite being up against the God of Strength, Vegeta actually matched up pretty closely with Thor. Both could output power far in excess of destroying a single unit.
I forgot about Yggdrasil, wow.
To get an exact number for Dragon Ball Super's most powerful characters, but we can combine the size of Universe 7 with multipliers from Vegeta's transformations to get a rough estimate.
It's important to note that Ultra Ego's power boost has never been stated, but we do know that Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta were roughly even in power. When Goku applied a Kaioken × 20 boost to fight Jiren, Vegeta kept up after going Blue Evolved. implying that both increases in power are roughly the same increase. Similarly, Blue Vegeta matched base Top, and needed Blue Evolve to keep up with Top's God of Destruction form, which is extremely similar to Ultra Ego in theme and purpose. Given this is the best current example of a measurable form akin to Ultra Ego, we can assume that Ultra Ego's boost in power, at least initially, could be extremely similar in terms of a percentage increase, making Ultra Ego's original state about 20 times more powerful than Blue Evolve. With that in mind, Vegeta at his peak could destroy a universe roughly 260,000 times over.
And Thor was pretty close to that. Taking a look at the Marvel Universe's size, which has a radius of at least 1 trillion light years, as well as scaling to the Worldbreaker Hulk, Thor ended up only about 10 times stronger.
Not terribly different, and it's definitely possible Vegeta's power could increase during the fight to match him.
But even if he was stronger, it wasn't the only thing that mattered. Ultra Ego's damage absorption could only do so much against an opponent like Thor.
Vegeta may have trained as a warrior from birth, but Thor has been fighting for millennia against a much wider variety of foes, allowing him to adapt to Vegeta fairly easily.
And the fact that Thor was way faster gave him a lot of leeway to use that extra combat experience.
Applying Vegeta's transformation multipliers to the shockwaves from Goku and Beerus' punches, Vegeta should be able to fight at nearly 300 quintillion times the speed of light.
But scaling to Ares moving within plague time? Thor would be over 70 quadrillion times faster.
More than fast enough to avoid Vegeta's key.
Yikes!
Absorb all of them with Mjolnir. This alone could shut down all of Vegeta's ranged attacks.
Sure, Veggie could absorb it back with Spirit Vision, but he'd have to hit Thor first. And with that much of a speed difference, that's easier said than done. And since Thor can just will the energy out of somebody, he could just take it right back. And then some.
Even without absorption, Vegeta's ki reserves are not infinite, and many of his battles have ended with him at low energy. He was exhausted by the end of the Tournament of Power, which lasted about 1 hour in total.
Meanwhile, Thor fought an army for over a month straight.
Theoretically, Vegeta could have ended the fight immediately with Hakai, if not for the fact that Thor has resisted existence erasure before, including physically, spiritually, and temporally.
Meanwhile, Vegeta had no way to match the God Blast, which could have killed friggin' Galactus. And that guy has threatened the infinite multiverse with destruction just as a side effect of his battles. That's a level of power beyond anything we've seen in Dragon Ball yet, let alone Vegeta.
Vegeta was never going to go down easy, but Thor's raw power, speed, and devastating godly abilities were too much for the Prince of all Saiyans.
Vegeta nearly won until Thor blew his mind.
You might say that pun was kind of terrible.
You don't do puns! We've talked about this!
Aw.
My thing.
Well, the winner is Thor.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be jumping into the next matchup next week. But you can always
I'm
get
very
more
curious
Death
what
Battle
this
right
next
now
one
by
is.
clicking one of those boxes right over there, and by downloading the battle music linked down below.
Oh! Omni-Man and Homelander? Okay, Omni-Man and Homelander. Okay, well, okay, so that has every potential to be a really amazing fight. And it features 2 new franchises, so that's pretty cool. That all said, though, Homelander is going to die. I really don't see how Homelander is winning this one. In fact, I think they even did this one as a community battle, and it was like, it was pretty unanimous by the end. So we'll see. And hey, this gives me an excuse to watch both Invincible and The Boys. Because I said on a podcast that I was going to try to get into as many of the new franchises as possible. So, and I have yet to see either Invincible or The Boys. So, now this gives me an opportunity to. So yeah. And as for this fight, oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, just gonna be upfront. That's my new favorite episode of the season, and I don't think there's much competition on that. Okay, I say that like the other episodes aren't good. They definitely are. But this is wild. Like, what in the world? Okay, so Oh my gosh. Dude, I was on the edge of my seat basically the entire time. Like when Ultra Ego came out, I was like, okay, so on one hand, this is way too early for it to be like a big game changer. But on the other hand, given how Ultra Ego works, the more that Vegeta, the more hits Vegeta takes and survives, the more he's gonna get stronger. So, and once he avoided the God Blast, I was like, oh shoot, no, that's it. But then Thor turned it around. I'm so happy for that. But like the animation was sick, the hand-drawn stuff looked great, the music is phenomenal. I've listened to the track so many times up to this point. It is so good. The voice acting was phenomenal. Jonah Scott as Thor and Lenny Pator as Vegeta, they were fantastic. I loved them in this fight. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that that is as good as it is. Yeah, straight up, no questions asked. That is my new favorite episode of the season. In fact, I wonder if I go so far as to say that this is probably my favorite Sprite fight. I'd have to give it a few more rewatches and give the other Sprite fights a few more rewatches. But this was wild. I greatly enjoyed it. So yeah. That's basically all I have to say. This fight was fantastic. I'm very happy that Thor won. And I look forward to Omni-Man versus Homelander. Very curious to see how that one will go. Not as far as the results. Omni-Man's still gonna win, but as far as like the fight is concerned, I think this could make for a really cool fight. So yeah, that's all I had to say. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.